Morning. So there was some trouble on Wednesday where my microphone wasn't working and I wasn't able to present this to first period. So I thought I would do this now and then you'll have a copy of it because this is pretty important. So first period, this is your Friday assignment. Watch what I do here. Might seem familiar to you because it's pretty much what I did on Wednesday, only this time with actual sound. So this is a circuit creator. And our goal is to get an electric circuit going. So we have a battery. Now we have to have a battery. You need to have something to push the flow of electrons through the wire, which means we also need some wire. The wire, a circuit has to be a complete circle, has to go out of the battery and eventually go into the battery. If it doesn't do that, it's not going to work. And to make this simple and easy, I'll just put another wire here. Oops, I accidentally. I'm going to, here's a flash, here's a light bulb. And I'll put another wire and I'll put another light bulb. And attach a wire to that and one more light bulb. And you see, there they go. They're lit up. The electrons are moving through the wire. This is a closed circuit. It's closed in the sense that the electrons can have a complete path. There's no gap. There's no opening. If we break this circuit, you can see the flow stops. They can't move unless they are all moving. And they can't move unless there's a complete track for them. They can't jump across the air here. So this is where we often add a switch. And you can see it's still not moving because there's a gap there. This is an open circuit. We need to close the circuit by just flicking the switch. That's what you do. You walk into a room, lights are off because the circuit is open. And when you flick the switch, you're actually causing it to close the circuit, and now everything can move. This is a simple series circuit. It's a series in that they are going in a, it's one light bulb after another. It's a series of light bulbs, but notice there is only one path. If something like this light bulb burning out breaks the path, everything goes off. Not just this light bulb, but all the light bulbs. So when a light bulb burns out, if it's on a series circuit, this is all you get. Everything goes off at once. You would not want to have a bedroom set up like this because you'd walk in there and try to turn on your computer. You have to turn on everything. It's all or nothing. Either everything's on or everything's off. Now, another thing to notice is every time I add a light bulb here, okay, so look at how bright the light bulbs are there. Okay, they get less bright every time I add one because I'm increasing the resistance. Every time I add another light bulb, that's more resistance that has to go through this. So remember the three things. There's voltage, that's the push. There's current, which is the actual amount of electricity going through. And there's resistance, which is slowing that down, trying to stop that from happening. Every time I add a light bulb, I'm increasing my resistance, so I'm slowing my current down. Now, one thing you might say is, what happens if I had a bigger battery or more batteries? So this battery, I don't know what voltage it is, but let's add another one. Let's say, hey, let's go for craziness. Let's add 3 of them. And it's pushing a little faster, I think. Let's just increase the voltage. Let's make the battery stronger. Oh, look at that. Yeah, by increasing the voltage, having a stronger battery, suddenly this stuff is pretty good. Oh, I see. Oh, wait. I see where I went wrong here. I thought there was a problem here. These batteries are reversed. That's why it didn't work as well as it was supposed to. Go away. Cut. You want to have your batteries all going in the same direction. There. Now you can see having 3 batteries has made the light bulbs brighter because we have more voltage, more of a push. Now suppose, let's take a look here. Every light bulb has its own resistance. What if I increase the resistance of this light bulb? That light bulb's nice and bright, but look how it slowed everything down here. So the less resistance, the better. Let's switch here. Okay, so that's a series circuit. Now, one question you might have is, what happens if we didn't have any light bulbs at all? Let's just move these right out of here. What if I just took a wire and attached another wire to it, and then just attach that to the battery? So the batteries are going to push out voltage. They're going to move these electrons through the wire, but there's nothing there to slow it down. There's no resistance except what little resistance there is in the actual wire itself. What are we going to get? We're going to get a fire is what we're going to get. These electrons are just blasting through this, and the batteries are going to start exploding. If you have a situation like that, you got to put something in there. So you might just choose a resistor. And a resistor is exactly what it sounds like. It's something that resists. It provides resistance without actually giving you anything other than just resisting, slowing this process down. So you have resistors in like your computer and all to keep too much electricity from flowing. But yeah, don't take a wire and stick it in one end of the battery and loop it around and go to the other end of the battery. That's not going to be a good situation for you. So let's reset everything here. And let's try a different one. So we saw that with the series circuit, it's a simple setup, very easy to do, but it has a lot of disadvantages, like the fact that everything is on one path. So if that path ever gets broken, everything stops working. We're going to try a different approach. Just keep adding wires here. Let me just speed this up a little. And now let's add some light bulbs. And you can see by itself, this one light bulb is pretty bright. Now you notice with the last one, with the series circuit, every time we added a light bulb, all the light bulbs were dimmer because we were adding to the total resistance in the circuit. So you might expect the same thing is going to happen here. So look at how bright this is. Now let's add a second light bulb. And this one didn't get any less bright. And the 2 light bulbs seem to be keeping their brightness. In fact, all 3 light bulbs are really bright. Now, why is that? The reason why in the series circuit, adding light bulbs made them dimmer was because adding light bulbs added to the resistance. Every single light bulb has resistance. So if it's one lane, just one pathway, every time we add something there, it's blocking the electrons a little bit more. This is like having a single lane road where every mile or so, we put a toll booth. Everyone has to slow down for that toll booth. That's going to make things move very slowly. But this one, on the other hand, is like going from a single lane road to a road with 3 lanes. There's less resistance because the electrons can choose to go where they go. They don't have to go through just one. And if this light bulb in the middle were to burn out, okay, the other 2 light bulbs are fine. They have no problem continuing because their pathway hasn't been lost. So that's the big advantage of a series circuit, is that you can turn off a light, and that doesn't mean your TV has to go off, or if anything that burns out is not going to affect everything. Now, if we were to cut this, don't get me wrong, if you were to cut a series circuit at the right place, you could lose all 3 lights, but it has to be a place that cuts the pathway off for all 3 of them. So if I were to cut it right there, everything goes off because now the electricity cannot get to any of these. Similarly, let's say, okay, here's electricity, it's going through all these pathways. What if I cut it right here? And people might think, well, these should still work because the electricity's gone through them. Again, electricity only works when there is a pathway, a clean, clear pathway from the beginning of the battery to the end. If there's any break in any pathway, so like this one here, it can't get back to the battery because of the break right here. Same thing. This break is preventing all the electrons from moving. If the electrons can't move, you don't have electricity. And what else could we do to make this faster? We could obviously lower the resistance. Ooh. We could raise the resistance. Let's see, what if we added a resistor somewhere in here? Let's break this for a minute. We'll stick a resistor. Now, the resistor is adding resistance without really doing anything else. Now you can see that slowed things down, and that's kept that from getting too bright. You can think of situations where you might want that. Oops. What if we add batteries? Adding batteries, again, we've done that. Adding batteries should give us more of a push. It's increasing the voltage. The voltage is the push. Not going to get anything without that push. And now 2 batteries, twice as much push, twice as much brightness. So the main thing to take away from this, let me stop sharing. Oh, wait, actually, there's one other thing I want to show. What if let's break this, shrink, add. Okay, what kind of circuit is this? Okay, clearly there's parallel circuits. I have more than one path. But within this path, I have 2 in series. These light bulbs are actually in series compared to each other. They're on a parallel circuit, but if this light bulb burns out, this light bulb goes out as well because it's on the same pathway as that one. So it is possible to make a circuit that is a combination of parallel circuits and has series components inside it as well. All right, I'll stop sharing. I didn't record any of this, did I? Yes, it did. Yay, cool, thank God. So the big takeaway is that circuits have got to be complete, what we call a closed circuit. There can be no gaps in the wires. A pathway has got to be complete from the battery or the wall back into the battery. If all of the resistors, including light bulbs, bells, whatever, if they are all on the same pathway, it's a series circuit. And if any one of them goes out, they all go out. But if we have separate pathways, we call that a parallel circuit. And that's the circuit that is used in your house because you do not want to have to go into the kitchen and turn on all the lights and plug everything in to make anything work. You don't want to have it where if a light bulb goes out, your stove doesn't work. So parallel circuits are what we use in household appliances. Thank you.